Hard to believe, right? A young person, born with a physical disability, has just won a prestigious international science award that could change millions of lives. Let's discover a journey where limitations could not stop a brilliant mind. Welcome to Life Spark Narratives, where true inspirational stories ignite hope every single day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support our mission of spreading positivity to the world. Imagine a small, remote village nestled far away from the bustling cities we know. It's here that our story begins with the birth of a child who, from their very first breath, faced a world that wasn't built for them. Born with a physical disability, this young soul entered a life already marked by challenges. Their family, struggling with poverty, did their best, but resources were scarce, and understanding was even scarcer. In the eyes of many in their community, this child was seen not as a gift, but as a burden. It's a harsh word, isn't it? It's a label that can crush a person's spirit before they even had a chance to discover it. Every single day was a battle. Getting to school, a simple act for most children, was a monumental effort. It involved navigating uneven dirt roads, relying on the help of family, and enduring the stares and whispers of others. The physical strain was immense, but it was the emotional weight that was often heavier. Yet, if you looked closely past the struggles and the labels, you would have seen something extraordinary. In their eyes, a fire burned brightly, an unquenchable passion for learning that refused to be extinguished. They couldn't run and play like the other children, but their mind could soar. They couldn't stand without help, but their spirit stood taller than anyone could imagine. While other kids were outside, this young dreamer was on a different kind of adventure. Their world was found within the pages of old, dog-eared books, and the boundless expanse of the internet, accessed for free at the small local library. It was here, surrounded by the quiet hum of computers and the smell of aging paper, that a fascination took root. Electronics, robotics, problem-solving, these weren't just subjects, they were gateways to a new reality. They would spend hours meticulously deconstructing how things worked, sketching out complex diagrams in a worn notebook, and teaching themselves the principles of engineering and coding from whatever resources they could find. They were driven by a powerful question: how can I make things better? For a long time, this passion was a secret, a private world known only to them. But true talent, like a beacon of light, cannot stay hidden forever. One day, a teacher at the school noticed something remarkable. It wasn't just about good grades. It was about the way this student approached problems. They possessed an extraordinary analytical talent, a unique ability to see patterns and solutions that others missed. The teacher saw past the physical limitations and recognized a mind brimming with genius. For the first time, someone truly important looked at them and didn't see a burden. They saw potential. They saw a future. Someone finally believed in them, and that single act of faith was like planting a seed in fertile ground. It gave them the courage to believe in themselves. But belief alone doesn't pay for lab equipment. The dream of becoming a scientist, of building and creating, seemed impossibly distant. How could they conduct experiments without the proper tools? How could they build prototypes with no money for parts? People in the village, though perhaps well-intentioned, would shake their heads. Science is for the rich, they'd say. It's an unrealistic dream for someone like you. On top of it all, the physical pain was a constant companion. The long hours spent, hunched over books and diagrams, took a toll, making studying harder with each passing day. There were moments of profound despair, times when the weight of it all became too much to bear. They broke down, tears of frustration mixing with the ink on their schematics. The world felt cold and unforgiving. But here is the crucial part of their story. They never stayed down. Every fall became a reason to try again. Every doubt became fuel for their determination, because quitting wasn't just giving up on a dream, it meant proving all the doubters right. And that was a price they were unwilling to pay. The turning point came with a simple flyer pinned to the school notice board: the annual school science contest. It was a long shot, but it was a shot. Fueled by a new sense of purpose, they began to work with a feverish intensity. They weren't just building a project. They were building a solution to a problem they understood better than anyone. They poured all their knowledge, all their personal experience, into a single invention, a low-cost, innovative mobility device. It was designed from the ground up to help others with disabilities. using salvaged parts and clever engineering to make it accessible and affordable. It was a reflection of their own journey, a tool born from empathy and brilliance. When the day of the contest arrived, they presented their invention. The judges were stunned. It wasn't just a clever gadget, it was a life-changing innovation. They won first prize. That victory was more than just a medal. It was validation. It was a spotlight that finally illuminated their talent for the world to see. The teacher who had first believed in them helped connect them with mentors, local engineers and academics who were captivated by their story and their ingenuity. A small amount of funding trickled in, allowing them to buy better components and refine their design. The local news picked up the story, and soon, the entire community began to rally behind them. The child once labeled a burden was now a source of local pride. This wave of support propelled them to enter a prestigious international science competition. This was the big league. They were now competing against the brightest young minds from around the globe, students from elite schools with access to state-of-the-art labs. But they had something none of them had: lived experience. At the International Forum, their presentation was powerful. They didn't just explain the mechanics of their device, they shared their story. They spoke of the daily struggles, the pain, the isolation, and how this invention was their answer to it all. The panel of expert judges, world-renowned scientists, and engineers were moved and deeply impressed. One of them remarked, "This isn't just a piece of technology. This could transform the lives of millions of people just like you." The praise was overwhelming, but the true moment of triumph was yet to come. At the final awards ceremony, as the announcer called their name for the grand prize, the entire auditorium erupted in applause. As they made their way to the stage, the flag of their nation waved proudly behind them, a symbol of how far they had come. This victory was not an ending. It was a beginning. With the prize money and the global recognition, they continued to improve their invention, working to make it even more efficient and accessible. But they also found a new calling: becoming a motivational speaker. They traveled to schools, conferences, and support groups, sharing their incredible journey. Their message was simple yet profound. Disability does not define your intelligence, nor does it define your future. They stood as living proof that the limitations others place on you are meaningless when you have a purpose to fight for. Their life sends a powerful reminder to us all. You don't choose the body you're born with. You don't choose the circumstances of your birth. But you always choose the future you fight for. Every challenge, every setback, every person who tells you no, it's not a stop sign. It's a chance to rise. It's an opportunity to prove what you're truly made of. The human spirit is the most powerful force on earth, capable of overcoming any obstacle when fueled by passion and perseverance. If this story touched your heart and sparked a little hope within you, please show your support by liking this video, subscribing to Life Spark Narratives, and most importantly, sharing it with someone who might need to hear this message today. Your share could be the spark that ignites their own journey. Thank you for watching.